It was a cold, rainy night when the last bus pulled into the old city terminal. The rain had finally stopped, leaving puddles shimmering under the flickering yellow streetlights. The clock above the waiting area blinked, 12:45 a.m. The station was almost empty quiet, still and heavy with the kind of silence that feels alive. I was sitting alone on a rusted bench, clutching my backpack. I'd just finished visiting my mother at the hospital and was completely exhausted, just waiting for bus 301 to take me home. The only sounds were the buzz of a vending machine in the corner and the groan of an old ceiling fan turning slowly overhead. Then, a soft voice broke the silence. "Are you waiting for the 301? I turned. A young woman stood next to me. She had pale skin, long, wet hair, and was wearing a faded red dress. Her smile was gentle, but her eyes, they looked distant, almost sad. "Yes," I replied slowly. "You too." She nodded. "It's always late," she whispered, her voice sending a small, strange chill down my spine. "It's never on time." I tried to look away, but something about her just felt. Oof! I glanced around the terminal. The old man who'd been sitting across from me was gone. So were the two college boys who had been near the doors. The entire place looked deserted. Suddenly, the loudspeaker crackled to life. "Attention! Bus 301 will arrive shortly. Please prepare to board." The sound echoed strangely, distorted, like it was coming from deep underwater. And then, out of the fog, headlights appeared to dim circles of light cutting through the darkness. An old bus rolled into the station, groaning as it came to a stop. Its route sign flickered. 301, final stop. The girl in red smiled faintly. "That's our bus." I stood up, hesitant. The bus looked ancient, covered in rust, its windows blackened. Inside, I could barely make out the driver, just the shape of a man, head lowered, his face completely hidden in shadow. The doors creaked open with a long, metallic moan, releasing a gust of air that smelled of damp earth and something older, something rotten. "You go ahead," I said carefully. "I think I'll just take the next one." The girl turned her head slowly, her eyes locking onto mine. "There is no next one." Before I could even think of a reply, she stepped inside. The doors shut behind her with a final, definitive hiss, and the bus began to move. Through the fogged glass, I saw her sit down, and that's when my blood ran cold. She sat down beside someone. A shadow, a figure that wasn't there before. The bus pulled out of the station, its headlights disappearing into the mist. I waited, trying to calm my racing heart, but something was deeply wrong. The sound of the engine faded way too quickly. It just vanished, completely. Then I felt a tap on my shoulder. "I spun around." It was Mr. Collins, the old station guard, looking half asleep and holding a flashlight. "Hey son, what are you still doing here? The last bus left hours ago." I blinked, confused. "No, I just saw it leave." "Bus 301. The guard frowned. "Bus 301. Kid, that route was shut down years ago. There's number 301 anymore." My chest tightened. But there was a girl she got on that bus. A girl in a red dress. The guard froze, his expression changing from tired to something else entirely. "Fear, you said. A girl in red?" My throat went dry. I could only nod. He sighed, the sound heavy in the empty station, and sat down slowly on the bench beside me. "You're not the first one to see her. 10 years ago, bus 301 crashed on Route 47. It went right off the bridge. No survivors. They said the girl in red was one of them. Every few nights, she comes back here, still waiting for the bus that never made it home." My skin went cold. I looked toward the road where the bus had vanished. The rain started again, a light, cold drizzle that whispered against the pavement. And then I saw it. Through the mist, far down the road, a pair of faint headlights, a bus creeping along the empty street. I could almost hear its engine hum, a low, ghostly sound. Through the foggy window, a face stared back at me. pale, smiling. It was her. Her eyes met mine, and just as I focused on her, the bus slowly vanished into the fog, leaving behind only silence and the faint smell of rain. Mr. Collins shook his head. Best go on home, son. She's not coming back tonight. But as I walked away, I couldn't shake the feeling that someone was still watching me. And when I turned for one last look, I saw it lying on the bench where she had stood, a single red ribbon, wet and glistening in the rain. I walked back and picked it up. It was ice cold to the touch. That night, sleep was impossible, because in the suffocating quiet of my room, just before dawn, I heard it again, the distant, unmistakable hiss of air brakes, and a voice whispering through the dark. The 301 is now boarding. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this story, please hit that like button and subscribe for more spooky tales. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you in the next video.